What's happening, everyone? Today we're gonna work this creative mullet out with a fringe on the front and a silhouette look on the back using a sliding technique into our switch technique. We're gonna start by dividing the head in two halves from the middle of the nose all the way till the crown area, which we're gonna split exactly in the half, which this case is coinciding with our crown. We're gonna then lower the back flat to create a central guideline, and we're gonna start building up from the nape area up, so from the occipital bone, which is the most external part, all the way up, a triangular shape, so a graduation that it gets heavier towards the top with an elevation below 90 degrees. As you can see, it's very important and fundamental to maintain the head of our model slightly bented to help out the hand position and the body position to create the graduation on the back of the head. And once again, push the head forward and bring your scissors out to create the concavity with our sliding technique into the switch. What I mean by switch is changing the elevation, style of cutting, body position in the same section. And that allows us to save a lot of time, especially in the barbershop when we're busy. As you can see, the vertical shape results concave at the end of this. And on the horizontal side, we're gonna push each section in the middle of the other to create an roundness all around the horizontality of the back panel. Once we finished the other side and we left a little bit of extra length behind the ears to fill up the emptiness of that part of the nape, we're gonna get again the center guideline to start to build up the other side of the haircut with the exact same step-by-step technique. Since the haircut has a very weird texture because of the bleach, and also because I want to give a very structured look, I'm gonna finish up the line on the neck with a flat cutting scissor technique by pushing the head slightly forward and pressing with the back of my finger flat the whole hair to create a straight line that rounds up slightly towards the corner of our neck. Once we finished the back completely, we're gonna connect the front to the back with a technique of diagonal sectioning. We're gonna just simply start from the temporal area by creating a graduation that is gonna result around it vertically and graduated horizontally. It's not really correct to call a graduation around it, right? If we think about verticality, because obviously graduation builds up weight towards the internal part of the head. But since we're working with diagonal section, what's happening is that we got the two dimensions slightly shifted. And so we are still building up towards the inner part of the head by over directing the neck section to the previous, but also we are not giving that heavy look in the verticality of our sections. We're just simply going slightly more softer and around it to create a haircut that maintains a good flow. As you can understand, since we built it up a graduation on the back, the top will slightly and slowly mix up perfectly with the shape that we created on the back. Always thinking about the balance between one panel to the other is essential to build up a proper shape into our haircut. We're now gonna repeat the same process on the other side of the head. Since we've been over-directing everything from the middle line towards the side, we're gonna achieve a pointy look in the middle of our haircut, which we want to remove, in this case on the fringe, with our feather razor, and straight after that with our vertical sectioning to smoothen up the middle of the head, not to create too much weight. We can finally start with our center profile guideline, so we can start to build up and create the top shape. Starting to work from the back with a point cut technique, we're gonna get the reference from the graduation that we built it on the back, and we're gonna start going down slowly towards the front by slightly rounding up our shape. So the elevation is gonna be at 90 degrees, but it's gonna follow the roundness of the head. As you can see, the cutting line is just gonna go around it. Something to understand that many people tell to barbers, many educators explain that 90 degrees elevation reaches square shape, which is fundamentally incorrect. 90 degrees elevation from the origin point will give you an rounded shape. If you cut it as well with an rounded cutting line, to achieve a square shape, you obviously have to be perpendicular to the imaginary square you have on the top of the head, or perpendicular to the floor if the head is nice and straight. Whether when you go around it, you lift the hair at 90 degrees from the origin point, which is the root, and essentially because the head is around it, it's gonna slightly drop towards the front. We're gonna then maintain, as we said earlier, an rounded shape vertically, and as you can see now, by over directing each section to the middle of the other, and a rounded shape horizontally, that it will blend in into our side graduation once we start to reach our third to fourth section. As we mentioned earlier, the middle was slightly longer, so we are just literally smoothing up the point that we had on the middle of the head. We're going now to clean up with the tip of our scissors just around the ears, not all the way till the back. And then we're gonna apply some creamy paste throughout the hair to give a little bit of moisture, or at least the look of moisture throughout the hair. We're gonna start blow drying as flat as possible and as structured as possible, as you can see, to create all these beautiful waves that are gonna be characteristic of this super structured haircut. With a little bit of hairspray and texture comb, we're gonna give the finished look and this striped texture. And here is the final result.